on this week's episode of MoneyFish.
It was round and back and forth, and we changed drivers, and that fish did not make it easy.
Fighting the fish off the port side, and the rod tip just shears right off. The line started wrapping back over the guides, the eyes, then back over me, then back around Ben's leg, and I'm just, strapped in this fish, seeing it around Ben's arm and leg.
Unwrapped means his line had got wrapped around his broken rod, and if that fish had taken another run, he could have pulled him overboard.
Stay tuned for more on MoneyFish.
We on the hunt for that money fish. When we set that hook, we don't ever miss. One day this game is gonna make us rich, y'all. Climb on board, let's hunt that money fish.
I'm an angler, fish wrangler. I catch 'em no matter where they are, y'all. I go get 'em. Call me the line wetter. Big fish catcher, rockin' hook gear, ain't no one better. Lake to salt water, pond to big river. When I bait the hook, I always deliver. Only one thing always on my list. Wake up and hunt that money fish. Put your boat in, call your friends. It's about that time to go fishing again.
We on the hunt for that money fish. When we set that hook, we don't ever miss. One day this game is gonna make us rich, y'all. Climb on board, let's hunt that money fish.
Top water terror, bait cast bandit. Deep sea demon, the fish can't stand it. Know that I'm coming, saltwater chumming. Largemouth legend, show up and catch 'em. There's only one thing always on my list. Wake up and hunt that money fish. Put your boat in, call your friends. It's about that time to go fishing again. Oh, I'm about to get 'em right here. Gonna take that thing. It's that money fish.
We on the hunt for that money fish. When we set that hook, we don't ever miss. One day this game is gonna make us rich, y'all. Climb on board, let's hunt that money fish.
This week, the Hook team prepares for their second shot at the world-famous Ocean City Tuna Tournament.
So since last season, we've been working to the bone, trying to get this new spring 16 line put together and get our samples made and get ready for shows coming up. And over the last month or so, we haven't had a whole lot of time to fish, and it's going to be exciting to get back out there on the water for this tournament and actually get to wet a hook.
So Ocean City Tuna Tournament, try number 2. Feel like we've got the Spanish fly dialed in pretty well in terms of spread, gear. We're not going to be just kind of flying blind anymore. Big eye bites have all been at night, not within tournament hours. And it's going to be a uphill climb for us who, we tuna fish together 2 days a year. Maybe more. I mean, we're blessed. We can go to Canada and catch bluefin, but it's not this style of fishing. So it's amateur hour. We're getting better. And we're still, climbing up a mountain against the big guys. But, it's going to be a tough one.
All the pieces of the puzzle have come together over the last couple of weeks, and the entire team got here in Ocean City, and this year is different. Last year we weren't ready, we weren't prepared, we weren't used to fishing together, and finally this year, we fished together, we're prepared, we know what we want to do, we're working with some of the best pro staff in the country to help make us better, help make our product better, and it's really paid off. We got to Ocean City, we got together, we set up the office in the house and have been, really working on the nuances of our business, but also the nuances of our fishing team. And it's going to be something special. We're going to fish hard. We have great gear, and, we have a team that's getting used to each other and really figuring out how to make things happen.
So we're back at the Ocean City Tuna Tournament this year. Last year, we pretty much started fishing the day that most of us had ever seen the boat, the Spanish fly, for the first time. So this year's going to be, we got a little more experience. Some of my other teammates, not including myself, have been doing a lot of fishing, getting a lot of practice in. So we're all excited. Hopefully we can get lucky and come across maybe one of the bigger tuna. So it'd be great to win this tournament. Hopefully tomorrow we'll go out and try to get on that MoneyFish.
Your choice of fishing apparel can make or break your day out on the water. Added mesh vents for superior breathability. Moisture transport cooling technology to keep you dry and comfortable. And antimicrobial to keep you from smelling like your catch. With added SPF to keep you protected. We've added stain release to keep the blood or any other stains at bay. Our most technologically advanced fishing shirt for all the necessary dirty work.
Fish on! Come on, get together.
Great. Good job.
Yeah, right.
The Nomad system is engineered to help you get back to the basics. Integrated assembly. Silver Z scent suppression system. Industry-leading scent reduction technology. Each piece is modular, but can stand on its own. Expanding gussets in the outer shell give you freedom of movement in the early season, but allows you to expand the foul weather system in winter. Nomad provides technical clothing built by hunters for hunters.
The team prepares for the Ocean City Tuna Tournament. The Ocean City Tuna Tournament is a 3-day tournament where each team can fish 2 of the days.
We're not going to fish tomorrow, so today is just, kind of catching up, getting to where we got a good baseline, getting some stuff done that we think we can do. So tomorrow we can focus on probably boat readiness and where baits are going to go, things like that. We're just a little behind on rods and outriggers. But it's good just to hang out with everybody. We never get to see each other, so we're getting a lot of work done too.
Prep, spooling some reels, putting some new outriggers on.
Yeah, normal
stuff.
stuff.
The day before the tournament. We're not changing electronics this time, so that's a first.
Yeah, that works.
The Hook team has decided to lay the first day due to weather. Instead of fishing, they focus on getting the boat and tackle ready for fishing.
After our struggles last year, we earned a little bit of credibility struggling through it. People saw that we were committed to it. Time on the dock, spending time with captains, getting involved with some of the best boats in town has really helped us, our confidence level, and helped us out quite a bit just in terms of, what to pull. What are you seeing water-wise? Where's the fleet going to go? Is there another option to get away from the fleet? So guys like Skillman and Duffy and Ryan Riggs, all those guys are, kind of have our back a little bit to make sure that, we don't embarrass ourselves again. So that's been very influential, or very important to us in building our confidence going in. We know we're in the right spots, we're pulling the right baits, we're doing at least the same thing as everybody else. Helps out a ton just to have everything dialed in. Those guys coming by the boat, hey, you need to do this with your rigger, something, this is a little bit off, you should pull this rod out of this holder. I mean, that's the level of detail they go into after doing it every day, and translating that to the Spanish fly on a small boat really helps us out.
One of the Hook sponsored boats, the Moorbills, decides to fish on day 1. Not only does this give them the opportunity to get on board the first day, it provides valuable information for the Hook team back at the dock. The Moorbills had a great first day. and was one of the few boats to weigh a big eye on day one.
Great day for the Moore Bills. I mean, they did what we couldn't do. Hopefully we'll do it tomorrow, but bringing in a big eye to the scales, wearing the gear, big crowd. I mean, it worked out really well, and that's why we partner with these big boats. They're gonna catch. We may or may not, but they surely delivered today. We're fired up.
It's gonna be wild and crazy. 3 a.m. wake up, 3:20 heading to the boats, dropping people off, getting the last minute things, fueling. We're gonna make it happen. A couple big eyes caught yesterday. It's gonna be a little crazy. We're gonna do the little boat thing, run around the rain and have some fun.
The complications of fishing a center console. I mean, we've got the front coming through, a line of thunderstorms that's pink. It's so bad. If they won the tournament, we wouldn't go. And so right now, we're making the decision to run while we can, while we're not getting wet while we're running. And then we're just gonna have to take it on the chin for, this thing's about 100 miles deep. So I think it's moving about 40 to 50 miles an hour. So we're gonna have 2 hours of going through hell. And hopefully we can get far enough south that we don't get hit with the meat of it. It's center console fishing. We're going to test our gear today, man. Everybody's going to be wet. Have the gear on. Cross our fingers, dodge lightning, and it's going to be better for fishing, though. So, we're making the call to go do it. Go!
Perfect timing.
So day one of the OC Tuna Tournament was just about any normal day during the OC Tuna Tournament for us. We didn't catch anything. During the tournament time, all the way up until 3:30, not a bite, nothing, nada, zilch.
So we're lines out, and in a futile attempt to pull a dolphin off one of these polyballs, I managed to hook it with the long rigger and the shotgun, and now we got a hot mess on our hands. So, just like professional fisher team right here. All day, just lines out, kind of beat down. I hooked a poly ball right at the end, just looked like an idiot. But what we decided to do this year was, okay, if we didn't have success, we're going to stay and we're going to fish into really dusk and, just figure it out. I mean, the fishing's going to get better. All the pressure's gone. The boats have left, and let's keep fishing.
Decided to fish a little bit later and see if we could, catch one and get a little bit of confidence in the situation. We were sitting around talking and listening to some hairband music from XM. All of a sudden, we gave it a time. We're taking lines out at 7 o'clock.
And we're calling lines out. We're about 10 minutes out. We're running up basically the middle of the canyon, 1,000+ feet. There's whales, and we get the bite, and that's him.
This is performance, from the first fish to the last.
We torture our lights so you can rely on them in the real world. Rigid Industries has created the world's toughest LED lights, now available for your boat. Start seeing the difference. Rigid Industries.
The Nomad system is engineered to help you get back to the basics. Integrated assembly. Silver Z scent suppression system. Industry-leading scent reduction technology. Each piece is modular, but can stand on its own. Expanding gussets in the outer shell give you freedom of movement in the early season, but allows you to expand the foul weather system in winter. Nomad provides technical clothing built by hunters for hunters.
6:55, mid-sentence, left inside rigger goes off. I mean, it's scorching. We said, this is our big eye. This is our big eye.
Very exciting thing, but it's extra exciting when you're out there for, at that point have been 13 hours, and we assume we got him. It's a big eye, right? We're pulling right through the whales. Rod goes down, dumping line, and the fight's on. Let's clear the lines.
And it's just peeling off line. I was like, okay, we got something. It's obviously a fish. This is fantastic. Like, woohoo! Well, then the line keeps going and going and going. And now I'm kind of scratching my head going, we're on the backing. We have no line. And when that happened and I'm starting to see the spool, I start flipping out. And I'm looking at Ben, and the whole team, while this is going on, I'm just looking at the spool, just trying to figure out what's happening. And the rest of the team is pulling in all the rigs, getting the boat cleared. And I turn around and look at Ben, I'm just screaming, we're on the backing, no line, we're losing, we're gonna have no line. Dude, he's dumping me. He's dumping me, Ben. And I just freak out because in my mind, this is a 50 with drag on it. So this fish is moving. And as I'm screaming at him, our line's going straight up the back. So I'm like, we got a big eye. Like, we got the tuna. We're going to make it happen. And Ben turns around and goes, oh, look, that boat's hooked up to a blue marlin. And there's this blue marlin tailing out 500-600 yards away from the boat. This big sporty behind it. I was like, I don't really care about the blue marlin. We have no line. We are losing this fish.
For us to catch, a big eye would have been an amazing feat. So we're assuming we're fighting a big eye. Drew's next to me. We're running him down, line straight down the water.
And the more line we pick up, the better and better it's getting. And finally the fish starts scoping up, and we're all kind of scratching our head like there's no way a big eye would scope up. And the line is running right through a pod of pilot whales. And everybody looks at each other and goes, we hooked a dang pilot whale. And it was like the saddest moment of your life until...
And lines down, and we start pulling up on it. It's getting close. Guys got the gloves out, they have the gaff, we're ready to kill this tuna, and this giant blue marlin comes jumping out of the whales 30 yards ahead of us, and everybody falls apart. It was just super cool.
This was a fish that you were just like, whoa. I said, looked at Ben, I said, hey, old boy, I don't think we're gonna need this gaff today. So I went and put that up, and hey, here we are. The game just changed. We're going from taking a fish to harvesting it to sitting and looking at this beautiful specimen that we're going to get to hopefully get up to the side of the boat and just be, because this is a dream fish. This is a 400 to 500 pound blue marlin. This is a bucket list fish for a lot of people. Was for me.
All of a sudden, it got real. Like, there was a lot happening in a very small amount of time. Like, it is a big fish. It is a very big fish. and we got to make this happen.
This is a fish that you don't want to screw up on. So we took it. We had kid gloves on this thing. You know, we were dancing around on eggshells. We were trying to handle it as easy as we possibly could to make sure that we got it to the boat and could say, hey, we just put a 450, 500 pound blue marlin up against the side of the boat. Fighting it, out of everybody on our boat, Drew was the man that needed to have the rod. He's an excellent angler, and he knew exactly how to put enough pressure on that fish and do what he needed to do. Ben did a good job of getting us up close to it. We get this fish all the way up to the side of the boat, and we're leadering it up. I get it up, and I'm holding it and leading it up right beside the boat, and it's just swimming. This sucker had my arms knotted up. I hear Drew say, grab the bill, grab the bill.
As she's paddling next to the boat, I'm all excited, like we're gonna get some great photos, somebody build this fish, it's gonna be fantastic. Thinking that this fish was done. That was an incorrect idea of what was happening. That fish was ready to rock and roll.
This thing was as green as a daggum cucumber. It was not gonna be my job to grab. I'd have hurt myself. This old boy here would have been in terrible shape. He'd have probably ripped all my darn ligaments and stuff out of my shoulders, my rotator cuff and everything would have been gone. So I said, somebody else can build this fish, but it's not gonna be Doc. About that time, he just takes off.
So we started fighting this fish for another 20 minutes, thinking that we're gonna get it back up for a bill shot to get some great footage, spend some time with it, work on the leader, get a lot of practice. I mean, a fish like this in 2 weeks could win the tournament. So you gotta know what you're doing.
One of the things we really needed was experience handling a big fish next to the boat. So you get in a tournament situation, how do you judge their size? Obviously, you don't want to get in a situation where you end up putting a gaff in one that's you shouldn't have. So what we wanted to do was build that fish, measure it both sides, and then get a good clean release. And once she jetted off, man, that's when the real battle started.
Your choice of fishing apparel can make or break your day out on the water. Added mesh vents for superior breathability. Moisture transport cooling technology to keep you dry and comfortable. And antimicrobial to keep you from smelling like your catch. With added SPF to keep you protected. We've added stain release to keep the blood or any other stains at bay. Our most technologically advanced fishing shirt for all the necessary dirty work.
We admit it. All the stuff we have in here pales in comparison to what's out there. Sportsman's Warehouse. Take it outside. What's in a name? In our case, more names. Sportsman's Warehouse. Take it outside.
For the next 45 minutes, it was round and round and back and forth, and we changed drivers, and that fish did not make it easy. And the culmination of it, by the time we get the fish close to the boat, the wind on is black from bottom paint from our just inexperience of driving the boat around a big fish like that. And it's getting to the point where it's like, okay guys, we're gonna break it off, and she'll swim away fine either way, or let's really start trying now. And so I start, we're hard leadering the fish up. Fish kind of dumps behind the motors. I let go. Everybody's paralyzed. Rod hits the gunnel and snaps.
Fighting the fish off the port side, and the rod tip just shears right off. So now we're fighting this fish off the side of the second roller, and I'm nervous. I mean, the guy clipped into it. You see all these TV shows of people getting pulled over, all this craziness. We got some heat on this fish too. I mean, we were doing laps around the boat trying to chase it. I mean, going left, right, round, circle, over, under, every which way, trying to keep this fish tight. And it just got harder and harder to fight this fish off the second roller.
It's at 15, 20 seconds, and I hear Drew say, I'm wrapped. That changed. It was another game changer. Another time where we had to sit here and instinctually do something, because I'm wrapped means his line had got wrapped around his broken rod. And if that fish had taken another run, he could have pulled him overboard. He was snapped into a harness to this 50 wide reel, and he would have been gone.
got up and got all wrapped up, and I was screaming at Ben. I was screaming that we were all wrapped up, and I was going in thinking that this fish was going to lock up with the leader being wrapped around him, leader being wrapped around me, and we managed to break the fish off. It was just the safest thing to do at that point. Fish was very, very healthy. This is a huge win for our team, getting ready for these major tournaments. That's a MoneyFish in other tournaments, and just the practice of working together and making it happen is something special.
Locked the arm under the gunnel and popped it because I heard Drew screaming in the back that everybody was wrapped up in line, and it was just that was going to be a bad deal. So that's how we parted way with the big blue marlin that we caught the tuna tournament.